It's probably something missing.
Yeah. Oh, he said he took some stuff out. Where's the bathroom? I got time to go to the bathroom.
Right there. In there to the right.
Hey, when's the we got the speaker on? I'll tell him we can start in like a. Hey, Una. Tell him we can start in a few minutes. Or we could just jump on, right? Once. Sounds good.
Yeah, this thing. I wanted to show you this. I got a full-page ad. The guy did it for me.
Really?
Put me on in April 22, Jack Robinson Day. They gave me a whole page.
We can probably put it on the camera.
Yeah,
He's got a whole.
Yeah, I was just.
Something we could put on the camera at the end.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, sports.
Hey, there he is. What's up, Coach? But hey, I can't really set this down though, huh?
You can talk while it's down.
Oh my gosh, jumping.
What?
Yeah, man, I'm gonna like some be calling out some shots. You ready like this one? Go enjoy it. We're about to start a few. So yeah, we're gonna kind of talk about you, and then we're gonna
Be on though?
we're gonna talk about like favorite baseball memories and if you could create a dream team. Just kind of just have some. Do you have any superstitions that you did? You know, stuff.
Superstitions.
That's an interesting one. We've had that before.
Superstitions.
I try to remember mine. I couldn't. There's a few things that I did because if I had a bad game, I didn't. Well, we can talk. That's the stuff we'll talk about.
Something I can't talk about.
You always got the. Let me get the You can put that off to the side. Or do you want to leave it there?
Yeah, I don't know.
You probably don't want that in your face. Is there anything?
Yeah, just a little nervous face.
Put it like back here just in case you want to
Yeah,
grab it or
okay,
something.
yeah, okay. Let's put that. So this.
We don't have too much stuff in our face.
It's just something, man. Sometimes if I get a flow going, get to talking, I write a lot of stuff down all the time, but
I know you always.
I just depend.
Thanks for coming out, man.
Where that beer going? Shouldn't be a beer on the camera.
All right, everybody. Hello. We're gonna start in a few minutes. So get your drinks. Go to the restroom. Find a seat. If there's any kids here tonight, we do have a station over there where there's some. You can make like your own baseball goodie bag to go. So feel free to send the kids over there, and they can just take what they want, and it's okay. How does that sound? It's good? I got that goodie station there. I don't know how to like for people to see it. It's all right. Kids can be kids. So you good with all this? Mm-hmm. Of course, you know, anything you want to add. I got some pretty decent cards.
Yeah, you saw me peeking. Yeah.
I got the Jackie Robinson, Willie Stargell, Aaron Judge, like Ron Guidry, Babe Ruth, Joe DiMaggio,
No.
Dave Winfield,
Nah, I missed him.
John Mattingly,
Missed him.
Shohei Ohtani,
Oh,
Kershaw.
Maybe his
And then
maybe
Mike
his
Bordick
granddaddy. Who?
Mike Bordick autograph.
Mike Bordick. Okay.
Yeah,
He's still doing stuff with the Orioles.
League of Drake.
yeah,
Oh,
he's
he
still
probably
doing
is,
stuff. Yeah. That's too tight. All right, you ready to get started? Man?
Scoot back.
Let's see if my legs good.
I might can do mine, man. Man, what thought just coming out there, man? Just been two of us out there. Me and Rick. You know Ricky Adams?
I don't think so.
You know Ricky? You probably seen him. Got the Black Barons team. Black Burns. He's like
I don't know him
John
personally.
Madden. He
I don't
ain't
know,
no coach,
but
he's
but I
like,
know about that man.
his son is the one that's the.
Okay, how's he?
So they ain't never call you anything about the interview?
Nobody called me about the interview.
So I don't know what she doing.
Nobody.
I think
I
she
might.
And then I got an email from Hood talking about they surpassed. They didn't even.
Hey, I might need help because I have this mic when I have to switch pages. So, that's about it. Y'all ready to go?
Yeah, man.
I don't know, man. Just sock it to me, man. Throw me a fastball up and in.
Crazy.
First pitch, boom.
Get your boy break in, huh?
Hey, man.
Oh man, that way to go.
Oh no.
I'm trying to see who's out. I can't even see.
Can I put my hoodie on?
What time are we starting here? Let's get it start.
6:50.
6:47. All right. Good, Renee? Ready? All right, Babycat, how's it going? Happy Thursday. Happy night before World Series Eve. I guess Eve is night before. All right, we are very happy and honored to be out here tonight. It's a beautiful night, so thank you for coming out. As you can see, I'm not by myself. I have some pretty remarkable baseball people by my side. We're going to get to that in a minute. Like I said, this is a baseball podcast, so if you've never been to one before, me neither. So we're just going to have fun. We're going to go with it. We have a couple topics we're going to cover. We're also going to leave some time for some question and answers. And like I said, we have some gifts and prizes, so if you're really into it and we like you, you have a chance to win something cool tonight. Y'all ready to begin? Yeah. Offense ready? Defense ready? Play ball! All right. My name is Doug Remer, and this is Baseballin' with Coach Remer and Coach Zoe. Coach Zoe to my right. To my left, our special guest this evening. Now, I do have 2 pages of his bio, and he's going to get every second of it because he means that much, not only to myself and Coach Zoe, but to the whole DMV community of baseball and beyond. He's one of those guys that he's as modest as can be, but I decided that tonight would be the great night for him to get his due recognition. So everyone give it up for Coach Jimmy Williams. Yeah. Thank you all, 10 of you. All right. So Jimmy Williams played professional baseball. He played 6 seasons in AAA. If you don't know, AAA is right below the major leagues. All right, so there's a couple different levels that you have to go through in order to get there. Not like the NBA, not like the NFL. Baseball, you got to grind through many different levels to get to the top. Coach Jimmy grinded all through the levels. Unfortunately, he had Bobby Bonds and Willie Mays ahead of him. And for some reason, they like them a little bit more, but I don't see it. I don't see it. He had 15 years of pro ball experience. Oh, I like that sound. Thanks, Renee. 15 years of professional experience. Played with the Orioles, the Dodgers, and the San Francisco Giants organizations. He has captured the most valuable player, most popular, tops player of the month, and batting champion awards while playing pro ball. You ever get those, Coach?
I did not.
We did not get those. Not even Little League, we didn't even get those.
Give me that bat. I need
Oh, calm down, Coach. We'll hit later. Coach Williams spent extensive time abroad. He also played professionally in the Dominican Republic, Mexico, Panama, Venezuela, Puerto Rico, and he played for the Chunichi Dragons in Japan.
Hey, Otani.
Yeah.
All right, he debuted in 1965. Baltimore Orioles, played for the Fox City Foxes. That's a clever name. And the Bluefield Orioles. In 1966, he played for the Stockton Ports, Miami Marlins, and the Aberdeen Pheasants. He won the Northern League batting title and also led the league in runs, hits, total bases, doubles, and steals as a one-man wrecking crew.
Right.
Remember those days?
Yes.
All right, good. In 1967, he played with Stockton and Miami. He stole 14 bases without getting caught. He split 1969 split between the Marlins and the Vero Beach Dodgers, hitting .297, and then he moved to the LA Dodgers chain during the year. This DC native was 9th in the Florida State League in average. In 1970, for the Albuquerque Dodgers, he stole 18 bases in 23 tries. So he was fast.
Yeah.
In case you didn't get it yet, this man can run.
Okay.
And so now in 1972, he had a big year. This is the year. Am I right?
72?
1972. He hit .315 with 79 runs and a whopping 20 triples. If you know about baseball, triples are hard to come by. You got to hit it in the right spot, and you got to run and hit the right angles as well.
Yeah.
So he led the whole Pacific Coast League in triples and was 10th in average. And despite that strong season, he was not called up because of some guy named Willie something Mays.
Mays, yeah. Willie Mays, Willie McCovey.
Willie McCovey. So a couple Hall of Famers. So sorry you had to go through that, Coach. I would have brought you up. So Jimmy's work has impressed scouts from overseas. He signed with the Chunichi Dragons. He returned to the States in '74 and he returned back to the Dragons in '74, and he even had a chance to play in the 1974 Japan Series. He returned back in '75, played for 3 different Mexican leagues, and he was, where'd you go, to the Alexandria Dukes after that.
Yes, Alexandria Dukes.
Back in Mexico, he hit .322. In 1980, I was born, and he didn't play that year. I don't know. That's what I saw on the. That was on the.
I told you it's gonna be something missing. I played in Mexico in 1980 also.
There was nothing on there, Coach. I looked it up. There was nothing for 1980.
Talk to him.
All right, but he did resurface in 1981 after I was born and played for the Rieleros de Aguascalientes.
Aguas Calientes.
That's what I said, Coach. You always got.
I just like that. I just love saying that.
Say it again. Let it out.
Aguas Calientes.
There you go. Give it up for Coach Jimmy saying Spanish.
Yeah, warm water.
So he played in 1,047 minor league games north of the Mexican border, and 169 Mexican league games, and 213 games in the Nippon Pro Baseball League in Japan. So as you can see, a lot of baseball experience. All right, and sometimes you see this guy walking down the street and not realize the amount of ball that he played. And if you have baseball players out here, you have to understand there's going to be a lot of movement throughout your career. You're going to have opportunities. It's called opportunities because, if you're being asked to play somewhere, you just go and do it. Am I right?
That's right.
Now, after his playing career, he had coached at the University of District of Columbia, and he replaced another legend, Chuck Hinton, as the head coach of the real HU, Howard University. He led Howard for 3 years with a not great record, but it's not your fault, Coach. All right, you have players like me out there.
The first year wasn't bad.
Before I got there, thanks. And then but he won the conference 2 of the 3 seasons. He had a winning record in the conference.
Won the conference.
And then the school dropped the program. I'll probably talk about that a little bit. Then Coach Jimmy was an MLB envoy to Germany in 2003 and China in 2004. He attended the scout development program of the MLB Scouting Bureau in 2004 as well. And he's also been coaching at Prince George's Community College, helping out the community for sure. Yeah. And he completed his Scouting Bureau program in 2004 and is now continuing his coaching career at Prince George's Community College and had the opportunity to coach with Coach Lorenzo Christie for the DC Grays and the Cal Ripken Collegiate League. So please, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Coach Jimmy Williams one more time here.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So before we get going, before Coach Zoe hops on the mic, like I said, this is a very meaningful celebrity guest tonight. When I was playing in college, I unfortunately did not do very well in school, so I had to attend junior college for 2 years. I played for 2 years. I did not do very great those first 2 years. I'll be honest with you. I was still kind of finding my way in the game of baseball. So I had to play for I had to go to school for 1 more year, but I couldn't play baseball. And that was the hardest time in my life because baseball was what I was doing and I was having a great time with it. And I had a lot of friends. A lot of them moved on and I was kind of stuck with, I don't want to go to school unless I'm playing baseball. So I emailed a couple coaches. Email just started back then. Right? That was right around the time, like 2000 and 2001. And I emailed and I was like, hey, I want to play ball. I did not expect anyone to reply. Little did I know, Coach Jimmy saw my email. He came out to one of my old man leagues. It was 18 and over, kind of like a rec team old man league that we play in at Olney Manor. I had a really bad game. I did not perform very well at all. But the way I played the game was I was always hustling, always smiling, always being a good teammate. And at the end of the game, Coach Jimmy came up and he said,
Want to be my Jackie Robinson?
do I want to be a Jackie Robinson? So Coach had offered me the opportunity to come to Howard University and play. And Coach, I'm gonna tell you right now, if it weren't for that, I don't know, I would not be here right now doing a podcast about baseball. I would not be having the opportunity to coach a lot of these families out here with their kids. So from that, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. He's been a big part of my family for years. He's been to some parties at our house. He even had my twins on his cell phone when they were born. All right, so thanks a lot, Coach. I really appreciate it, man.
You're welcome. You earned it.
Yeah.
So it's just another example of, if you love the game, if you want to keep going at it, you just got to keep finding a way and reach out because someone will find you if you're doing it the right way. So that's why Coach Zoe is here tonight. We're going to talk about the right way to do things and the way that people want the game to be played at a higher level. So thank you. Coach Zoe.
How you doing? Good to hear from you guys. Good to see you.
Coach Zoe, since I told my experience with Coach Jimmy, and there's more, but we only have a little bit of time here.
Okay.
Why don't you talk about this past summer and your experience coaching college in the Cal Ripken Collegiate League with Coach Jimmy?
So that was great, actually. And
As the train comes by.
And anybody that doesn't know Coach Jimmy, like Coach Doug said, Coach Jimmy's a legend. So not just as a player, but all the baseball knowledge he holds. I mean, you can ask him. I'm coaching the outfield and doing other things, but I'm in his pocket. I'm asking him questions. What would you do here? Why would you, why are we doing this? So for me, I had a lot of fun because I was able, even though I was a coach, I was able to put my student hat on, especially being around Coach Jimmy and other coaches. We had an assistant coach from Georgetown was there. We had the pitching coach from Xavier University. So we had a lot of diverse coaches, and I was able to learn a lot. But it was a good time, too. We cracked a lot of jokes. You know what I'm saying? We ate a lot of fruit, stayed hydrated. It was a good time. It was a good time. So just being able to really be a student at the high level. And then, again, even when I coach with you with the younger guys, seeing how it translates, it's a great feeling. It's good.
Nice. Coach Jimmy, we're gonna ask some questions tonight. We're also gonna be asking questions to you in the crowd. So be on your toes, just like you would be if you were playing defense in a game. Always be ready for the ball to be hit your way. All right. Coach Jimmy, number one.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Don't be scared, Coach. You got it. What was your favorite baseball memory?
Favorite baseball memory? Well, I would have to say my favorite memory was, since my goal was to play professional baseball, was to sign a contract with the Baltimore Orioles. That has to be number one because without that I couldn't have done anything. So that would be number one, signing a contract with the Baltimore Orioles.
Nice. Now, when you sign a contract, so when that happens, that doesn't mean you play for the Orioles off the bat, right? You sign the contract, you start off at a certain level. Where did you start off when you signed?
Well, when I first signed, of course, it was in the fall of 1964, before the draft. Okay. So the draft came in the following year, so I was a free agent signing because I had a choice of Pittsburgh, Chicago, and Washington Senators. And they assigned me to spring training in Thomasville, Georgia, so you had a chance to make a team. So I ended up playing for the Appleton Fox Cities in Wisconsin. In Appleton, Wisconsin. That was my first assignment was in the Class A ball Midwest League.
What was your? Go ahead, Coach.
May I? I'm not even gonna ask so much about the baseball. What was the shock value like being from DC, and then having to survive? And again, not just baseball, but I don't know how the salary was, but just everyday life being in Wisconsin. I'm sure that was a bit different.
Well, it was a little cold from the start. I played my first games to play the doubleheader in Quincy, Illinois, and I think it was like about 34 degrees. I played left field and I made an error. I don't remember getting a hit. But I got the butterflies out that night by playing in my first games in Quincy, Illinois. And my mom was a little leery for me even to go to spring training in Thomasville, Georgia. And she was still a little leery of me going north to Wisconsin, which turned out to be, was very good. The people were good to me in Wisconsin.
Okay.
Nice. Coach Jimmy, what was your favorite memory of me as a player playing for you?
hitting a home run down in Charleston, South Carolina.
Okay.
Did you?
No, that was me. That was yeah. I was just trying to think about when you said hit a home run. I was like, which one is he going for? I'm just playing, everybody.
Yeah,
I only had 6.
I just like you said. I mean, I just remember you as being a guy that had the enthusiasm and the hustle, and as Cal Ripken used to tell me, desire, will, and hustle, and I saw that in you when I saw you. And we played you at shortstop, and you did the job for us. You know?
Yeah, that college of Charleston, they were 25th in the country when we played them. They had Brett Gardner, that's a Yankee, in center field. I went 3 for 4 that game with the home run.
Oh my goodness! See, I remember.
Well, that was like the best game of the season I had. And then I did stand-up one night a few years back, and I talked about why I didn't do well the rest of the season, but I don't think this is that type. So we're going to skip that one. But, Coach, thank you for that memory because having that chance, right, going out there, it's the first game of the season against top 25, and I hit a home run, you know. So, like, having that faith in me, that must have been pretty cool to be like, yep, I told you all this guy could do it. So.
I was new to coaching. It was my first time coaching Division I ball. I had coached at University District of Columbia, but I was kind of raw, kind of wet behind the ears. But I learned a lot by coaching there at Howard University, and I wish I could have coached junior college before I went to Howard University. I did it in reverse. You know, I went to Howard first, and so I got thrown into the fire there, and I learned a lot.
Yeah, unfortunately, the program dropped after that year. There was stuff that happened before Coach Jimmy got there that we weren't able to complete the season after that and stuff. So, but that was great. And actually, I played third base a lot in that series, and I was black and blue at the end from all the balls off my chest. It was just pop, 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 just line drives.
Well, that's good because these guys will not let a ball hit them now.
No.
They
Sorry, I know.
They
Sorry.
what we call them matadors. They get out the way of the ball. So we want you to knock the ball down and make a play.
Yeah.
Right? So that's good.
Yeah. Let's see. How about superstitions? I know if you're a baseball player, and those of you out there, I see we got some coaches. I'm going to highlight them in a little while. We all have superstitions when we play a game, right? We show up. It's not even taking batting practice. There's a lot of crazy superstitions. Are there any that stand out that you had as a player? And you too, so it's coming back to you.
Yeah, kind of what you did. If you had a good night, you kind of remember what you did that day, and you kind of tried to repeat it. You know, some guys didn't change their underwear. You know, I think I always changed my underwear. But we got the old superstitions like don't step on the chalk lines and stuff like that. You know, you don't pick up something. You don't put certain things in your pocket off the field. I don't know, but it's basically what you remember, what you did, and what you think might have caused it. You might have had a chocolate sundae that day, and you got 3 hits. You going back and get another chocolate sundae.
Yeah. What about you, Coach?
You said a lot of things. The first thing I thought about was stepping on the chalk line. I've never really been one to step on the chalk line. And it's funny, I was with Coach Pride earlier this year. And he was with Coach Pride earlier this year, and he was talking about how he eat the same thing, especially on the road. Certain cities he's really accustomed to, he can eat the same meal before every game. So, yeah, for me, I think it's more the same thing, finding a rhythm. If I have a really good defensive game and I felt really, I was moving well, I'm going to try to do the same thing the next, pregame. Or if I was hitting really well, I'm going to try to find the same rhythm. So, yeah.
And there's a couple more that I got from Cal Ripken Sr. because I learned the hard way by saying we got this game or we putting up equipment before the game is over. And he said, you never do it. It's the old Yogi thing. It's not over till it's over. Never say you got it until you got it. And that's one of the superstitions that I really, it's not really a superstition, it's true. If you do something like that, it's a good chance it's going to come back and bite you. So, and I know that happened to me in another college game where kids said they had it. And then we didn't score another run after that, and that was in the first inning. We scored some runs, and the kid come in and said, we got this game. And we didn't score another run after that and lost 4-2. We scored 2 runs in the first. So it's kind of things you don't want to get cocky, and you don't want to certain other things like you don't want to wake other teams up with by doing a lot of yakking to other teams when you're beating them.
Yep.
So that's a superstition. Don't wake the other team up.
We talk about that a lot. The team we're coaching this fall, we even made a list of things to say and things not to say because we all know you say that one thing, the other team, once they catch a glimpse that you think you have it, as a coach, you're like, oh no, there's nothing to go. So for me, for superstition, there's always going to be different ones, right? Because I would do a superstition. For instance, I always wear different color socks. I still have different color socks on tonight. Yeah. So I might do the red on the left and the blue on the right. And then if I had a good game, it's the same the next day. If it's bad, I switch them. Then if I have 2 bad games in a row, then I would change something else up. And I'll be like, all right, it's not the socks, it's something else. And so it seemed to me like I almost felt like superstitions were not necessarily what I was doing or what I was wearing, but just there's something. I feel like there's always something that I could have done. I also used to sleep with my bat at night. I used to put my bat in sweatpants, and then I used to double the leg so that it was really, really warm because I didn't get very many nice bats. No, my dad, I love my dad, but he's like, you get what you get and you hit it. And so when I finally got a nice one one year, I remember like I kept it so nice and warm. It was my best hitting I ever did. So for me, maybe because I gave it a little bit of extra TLC, but that was definitely superstition.
Got the hot bat.
Yeah.
Coach, I can't remember everything. So now, I told you, if you say something, it might key to another memory.
Yep, do it.
I slept with my bat, but my bat had relax, don't press on it. Relax, don't press.
Nice.
And I slept with my bat quite a few times.
Thanks, Coach. Thanks for saving me, man. I saw my girlfriend out there. She was like, what is he talking about? He leans up here like, what's going on? Like, Coach. But yeah, no, it's one of those things too. You take care of your equipment, it'll take care of you. Right. So, like every time I see a kid throw a glove, I'm like, all right, well, get ready for the error next inning. So that's good that you said that. Thanks.
Yeah, that is true. True story. Though.
Are there any superstitions out there? Anybody? Anybody else have a superstition when they play baseball? Softball? Anybody here?
Right.
All right, we're gonna come back. I'm gonna come around the crowd at the end anyway. So just get ready.
Pickleball?
Right.
So get ready for that question. All right, I like this question. If you could give yourself a nickname, a baseball nickname, what would it be?
I already gave it. Fast hands, quick hands. Fast hands, Jimmy. They always,
I love it.
Fast hands, Jimmy.
Okay.
Don't mess with Coach because he's got fast. Oh, swing it. Okay. Coach, I got a bat down there if you want to show them how fast it is.
Oh no, that was then.
All right. There you go. So we got fast hands, Jimmy over here. What about Zoe? What you got?
I can think of something else though.
I like that.
Fast hands.
That's a tough question.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good one.
I know, and I never got a chance to see you play, so I can't really.
Something like Mr. Hustle or something like that. Like
yeah.
I'm always hustling. Like we always talk about, I was never the biggest, the strongest, or the fastest, but I was always gonna put work in.
Okay, so Mr. Hustle.
Yeah,
cool.
Mr. Hustle.
Yeah.
All right, Pete.
right.
I'd be called. I think my nickname would be. I think I would be. Man, quick hands is a good one. Dang, Coach.
That's a good one.
You don't know?
Yeah, I'm going to say...
Backhand?
Backhand. I would say gamer. Gamer. Sounds too common. I'm going to come back to that one. That's not a good one. All right. Now we're moving on to some youth. Any kids out there? We got any kids that play baseball?
One right there.
Oh yeah, got his hand. Okay. All right. Got some players over there. All right. So I want y'all to think about the funniest moments you ever had when you played. All right. Coach and I, we coach T-ball. We coach all ages. So when we do T-ball, we already know there's going to be a lot of funny situations. Ironically, even the older guys we coach, there's some funny situations. So we're talking about the funniest situations or moments that we've had. I think sometimes it's not that funny. Like, for instance, my last game in college was against University of Miami. We faced this slow lefty that threw a changeup, and I, spun around 2 or 3 times after I missed swinging in the dirt. So it was funny to their team,
right,
but not as funny to my coach. He didn't like that. I actually got taken out my last at bat in college, but that's because of the hot dog incident.
You told me.
Let's just be honest. I never told you this. Do you want to hear my hot dog incident?
Yes.
Talk about quick hands. So I always felt I had quick hands as a shortstop. I also had hypoglycemia. I found out I was hypoglycemic, so I was supposed to eat like every hour and a half. Well, we had a really quick inning against Miami, but I just got a hot dog. And I wasn't going to leave the hot dog on the bench for obvious reasons. So, and I'm always hustling on the field, so I couldn't just wait. I had to get out there fast. So I brought the hot dog with me. And I was like, you know what? Because there were scouts there, and I said, I want them to see how fast my hands are with a hot dog in my hand. Because if I'm really fast with the hot dog, they're going to think I'm really – so this was my mentality. I don't know if it was the right one. So I would, the first baseman would throw the ball. I'd catch it. I would switch the baseball and the hot dog, and I would throw it, and then I would eat the hot dog. And the coach took me out my last at bat. So – I don't know, Coach. I had to have the hot dog. I couldn't leave the hot dog on the bench.
I couldn't eat that.
If you were on the bench, you saw the hot dog.
Hey, it's mine.
So that's one of the funny moments I had. I didn't, except no one else.
Yeah, nah.
Coach didn't like that.
That doesn't resonate.
It was pretty cool, yeah.
Nah, it's cool, though.
All right, for the young kids, this is for you. Ears open. Any kids, if you're a kid, say, woo. If you're old but you think you're a kid, say, woo. If you just want to say woo, say woo. All right. What's the most important lesson you think kids learn from playing the game of baseball? Go for it, Coach. Most important lesson. Why do we do it? Why do we coach? Sorry.
Why do we coach, or what they need to do?
Yeah, go ahead. You got it.
I mean, number one thing I think they need to do is pay attention.
Presta atención, por favor. Gotta pay attention. Yeah, and when you say pay attention, I mean, obviously, some kids, they might be looking away, but they're listening. Mm-hmm. But you can tell if they're paying attention because they'll do it quicker, right? There's some kids that will do something quicker than others.
Yeah.
What about you, Zoe?
For me, I think we do it because I feel like baseball it translates to life. So not to get all deep or anything, but something as simple as like fastball count. I'm geared up for a fastball up and in, and he drops a curveball or he throws a slider, and now I'm off balance. Life's gonna do that to you. You know what I'm saying? You might lose your job, someone might pass away, whatever. Any hardship. That's that curveball. That's that ball that was 6 inches off the plate, and the umpire rung you up for strike 3 anyways, right? So how are we gonna respond, right? And you hear me say this all the time, like 20-80, 20% of what happens to us. It's about what happens to us, and the other 80% is about how we respond in life. Yep. So I really feel like baseball it's the best teacher for life.
Yeah, one of the things, I like that, man. Over the years, I've been coaching 20 years. You believe that? I've been coaching over 20 years now.
Yeah, it's been 20 years. Yeah.
I know.
Since Howard University. For me, it just turned 20-some years.
Yeah, that's right. And as the years have progressed, I found myself doing less coaching to see what kids are actually doing. Yeah. That way we can follow up and coach them up later, right? Whereas a lot of coaches will be so quick to they want to control every aspect of the game. Parents want to control every aspect of the game, right? So when that happens, you're not setting the kid up to be a great baseball player. They might have success right then because of that, but they're not learning how to play. They're not feeling that frustration of failing and knowing that it's cool to fail, but you have to still be a part of your team. The other night we had a game. We have a really talented player that doesn't have a lot of experience. He was having a tough day. He was having a little family issue, but showed up, ready to go, excited. Had 3 errors in the first inning, right? All mental. So all of a sudden, we're looking, Coach Zoe and I were looking, we're like, oh man, like. But we only had a couple pitchers, so he was supposed to pitch too, and we're like, should we throw him, or do we just should I take him home right now? What's the situation? And then he went out to pitch, and he hit the first guy. Yep. And then he hit another guy. And then the other guy was about to start charging him, and we're sitting here like, this is not the outcome we were looking for. Yeah. But again, I mean, at this point, 3 errors, 2 hit batters. He's feeling that frustration. He has real life frustration. Now he has baseball frustration, and it's all piling up, and it happens all the time. But the kid settled down. Now we help guide them through it. We didn't do it after the first error. We didn't do it after the second or third error. We didn't do it after you hit the first guy. But as soon as they started charging, we had to step in and help that out. So, again, I think a lot of times if you are parents out there, be careful. Don't, if coaches are overcoaching a lot, especially during the games, that's going to be difficult for your kids to really learn how to play the game and overcome those situations. So that's just my, as far as lessons go, I think that's the big one.
You about to say something?
Yeah, I just want to say a little bit more about just that pay attention. Is kind of vague, but you have to pay attention to the game, and the game tells you how to play. So you need to pay attention to how the game is played, and you can learn so much by watching the game itself. Mm-hmm. If you pay attention, you will be able to know what to do in certain situations because you're learning about other people's mistakes or everybody's good things that they're doing. And one of the biggest things I find that they need to do is instead of doing a push-up, do a brain-up. I need you to get smarter, not stronger. I mean, you can play. Conditioning is one of the best things going right now that we didn't do so much in the older days. These kids are fast, strong. Hey, they got nutrition. They better, but the brain is gone. So you got to get smarter on the field. That's what I think. So get smarter, and you'll be a real good ball player. You'll be able to help a team, even if you did make 3 errors in the first inning, or you struck out the first couple times. Yep. You'll be able to help the team with being a little smarter ball player.
Yeah. And y'all both said something I was going to say. You talked about not overcoaching as coaches, and then players paying attention and thinking. I was going to say, we talk about whether we're teaching or we're coaching, wanting to produce independent thinkers, critical thinkers. Yeah. And so that's the part I was going to say. Even this summer, we coach college guys, D1 guys that are trying to get drafted. You notice a lot of them don't think for themselves or aren't thinking before the play. And so I don't think that doesn't matter if you're 6 years old or you're, in the 6th grade or you're 26 or whatever. Being able to think for yourself goes a very long way.
Yeah, man, we might get a lot from Coach Remer there because he did the same thing we did for quite a few years. So what did you find was the toughest to do at Silver Spring Thunderbolts?
The Bolts, yeah.
What was your biggest drawback with coaching?
Let them know how long you played and how that looks.
All right, so I was a manager for the Silver Spring Thunderbolts, which is a college summer league team. All right, thanks, man. I got a couple players out there, yeah.
A couple players out there?
Oh yeah, we got a whole bunch of guys. Y'all be up here in a little while. And I coached the DC Grays, where they're at when they first started in the Clark Griffith League in Virginia, which was awesome. So when I was coaching the college leagues, the hardest part is you have a 40-man roster, and every single one of the kids and their kids in college, they want to play.
Right.
And every single one of their parents expect them to play. And then the coaches that send them to us expect them to play. Yeah. And then the board members on your team expect certain guys to play. So when it comes down to it, the hardest part is just not caring about any of that stuff and saying who's going to be on the field and represent me and my philosophy as the coach. Because at the end of the game, right, when we lose, the fans are booing me. And I got booed. Yeah. You know how many times, Coach, I heard, "Hey, Remer, what are you doing?" And I just look up like, I actually don't know. I'm just trying to have fun. I don't know. He struck out. So the hardest part was finding a way for all the kids to feel a part of the team, even if they weren't getting those at-bats or those innings pitched. Right. And finding their strengths to find a way to get them in. If there's a guy that can run, hey, man, it's a close game. Get in there and get around the bases and score for us. If it's a pitcher that may not dominate, but it can throw strikes, it's, hey, man, let me put my best defense out there and, let him hit it and be very effective. So I think that would be, one of the toughest things was not making everybody happy, but making everyone feel important every game.
Yeah, that is a tough thing about coaching in that league with a lot of players, getting them all on the field, But you got to make a decision. You got to put the guys in that you think is going to help you that day, and then you might end up getting them in the game later. But that is, and I wanted to say about the philosophy, getting players to play to your philosophy while they're with you. But most of the kids are still playing with another coach's philosophy, so they don't have that adjustment. Some guys can't adjust. In pro ball, guys can adjust. They can adjust a little more to certain situations, So They are basic fundamentals, but then there are certain things in the game you need to adjust to. If a coach wants you to do the double cut one way and you want to do it another way, you need to do it the way that your coach that you have now wants it. So you got to be able to adjust.
Yeah. No, I think it's been tougher as the years go on because there's more hitting coaches. Hey, raise your hand if you're a hitting coach. Who's a hitting coach out there?
You're hired.
Hey, if you need hitting coaches, we got some phenomenal coaches over here. All right, so we have hitting coaches. We have pitching coaches, right? You have, like you said, the guys are playing for their teams. So when they come in, especially me, like look at me. They come in like, who's this Adam Sandler looking guy trying to tell me what to do when I'm a Division I superstar? So you know, you're really battling these expectations that the kids and the parents think are like, oh man, I played this. And you know, honestly, some of these college coaches don't coach the guys up as much. So, but you know, I loved it. I thought it was really fun.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, and some of the guys made some adjustments, and it was great. Great, man. Some of my, we got Robinson Mateo up in here. Little switch hitting middle infielder. Clap it up for Robinson Mateo.
Hey, Robinson.
Then we got Jake Taylor up in here. See Jake Taylor up in here?
Is that long ball, Jake?
Oh, yeah, man.
That's long ball.
Yeah, that's long ball, Jake.
On the firehouse?
Yeah. Coach Jimmy remembers. Yeah, switch it, yeah.
I remember Mateo.
Yeah, so, and then we also got Coach Jose out there. Coach Jose, Coach Heffley's in town. Yeah, a whole bunch of guys up in here, so thanks for coming out. All right, we're going to take a minute here. I would like to offer the chance for anybody out there that would like to share a maybe an experience that you have that you just want to share. Anybody have a cool story they want to share? Any takers? Cool.
Come on, Jake.
There we go. Coach Jake. Hey, if you guys weren't listening to us before, you should tune in now because Coach Jake is talking. Clap it up for Coach Jake Taylor.
Hey, Jake.
I remember one of the first times coaching with Coach Doug, right? We got about like 20 kids, and it's just me and him, and we're trying to teach these kids how to play some baseball, and we just got a little gym up at, what was that, Plyer Mill? Oh, what's the middle of the elementary school right there? By Einstein. Newport Mill, and we got a little gym right there. We're trying to figure out, how we gonna do some agility? How we gonna do this? How we gonna do hitting? How we gonna do fielding? And then meanwhile, this is a summer camp, so we got all day about this, and we were just working on the fly, and that's when we realized it's all about having fun. You know, like it don't matter what you have. It doesn't matter if you got 3 balls, 4 balls, 5 balls, couple bats. You can figure it out. You can figure a way. You got a wall. You can field a ball. Oh. Hey, you hear that? And like I still remember like
A wall.
and like we were reeling and like. Oh man, it was a blast trying to figure out, cause like that's when we both realized like this is fun, this is what they need, and it wasn't like the best kids, but they were having fun, and they kept on showing up.
That's the thing.
You know, like it's just the main part is having fun, and then you can work on all the other stuff.
Yeah.
Cause if you don't enjoy it, it's a job. Like you don't want to do a job and like try to work at it like that.
A job that you don't like.
Yeah, exactly. It's tough. Baseball sucks sometimes.
Everybody give it up for Coach Jake Taylor.
Jake, don't hurt yourself.
So, fun fact about Coach Jake, when he was in college, how many of you have heard of Hunter Renfroe, MLB player, power hitter? I see hand. Jake Taylor beat him in the home run derby in college.
Oh, all right.
So, yeah, Hunter Renfroe. He probably thinks about that every night, Jake. Every night before he goes to bed, he's like, man, Jake Taylor got me. All right. He didn't tell. So, look, now some of you don't know us. You probably showed up tonight because you do want to talk about the World Series, right? So how many Yankees and Dodgers fans we have? How many Yankees fans we have out here tonight? Okay, we have ghosts, I guess. There's ghosts out there.
Pops in the middle there.
Yeah, why my dad, what finger was that? What are we doing, Dad?
He did thumbs
Oh,
down.
thumbs. Okay, thanks, Dad. Okay. What about okay, Dodger fans? Any Dodger fans in the house? Coach. Okay, what? It's just, everybody look, Coach Jimmy! Hey! Oh, look at that official jersey.
Yeah, that's fresh.
Yeah.
Number 23. That's why Michael Jordan wore 23.
There it is.
Because of Coach Jimmy. All right, so World Series talk. As we all know, it starts tomorrow.
It is tomorrow.
We got the battle of the two best records in baseball. All right, we have two of the possible MVPs, right? We don't know for a couple weeks the MVPs, but it looks like the Ohtani and Judge are gonna head that up, and that's rare. That doesn't happen very often. As a matter of fact, that has not happened since 19. I got the notes right here.
Was it 70, 76? I think I saw it earlier today.
No, since 2012. That's when Buster Posey and Miguel Cabrera played against each other. So it hasn't happened for 12 years where two MVPs have played against each other in the World Series. So
The stat was when two MVPs and two #1 teams played in the World Series.
yeah, you guys a lot of things.
With the best record.
Yeah. So this, if you don't watch baseball, honestly, I don't even watch a lot of baseball. Yeah, we don't, because we're always coaching. But for this one's a little more exciting because you really do have a lot of big thunder going on. You got a lot of hitters. You got the two managers are the two winningest managers in the league at this point in their career. So there's just a lot of. It's gonna be good baseball. It's gonna be good pound for pound, ground to the ground, making that sound. Baseball.
Did they go back further past 2012? I think it was one back in the day. Ted Williams and Stan Musial or something won the two MVPs and the champions played.
Nice. Yeah. No, I didn't get that.
Ted Williams, Stan
sorry,
Musial.
Coach.
Stan the Man Musial.
Stan the Man Musial. So, Coach Jimmy, when you played, who were some of the players that we might recognize back
Oh man.
when you were playing the game that we love?
The #1 guy I always remember is Johnny Bench.
So Johnny Bench.
And #1 player was Nolan Ryan, and J.R. Richard, Charlie Manuel, Philadelphia Phillies manager. It was just so many guys. I got a list of them over here somewhere, but dang, I can't even remember. Look at that.
Coach always
Al
has
Bunbury,
his list.
Al Bunbury, it was Rod Carew, back in the day. How about Mickey Rivers?
Any Mickey Rivers fans in the house?
In Baltimore, I was there with Don Baylor and Bobby Grich, which is two of the greatest, and Gary Matthews, Willie McCovey, Gary Maddox, a lot of guys from back in the day. Amos Otis, John Mayberry, so it's a lot of guys. Rico Carty is one of my favorite hitters I used to watch to hit. He played for the Atlanta Braves with Hank Aaron back in the day, and with Joe Torre when Joe Torre hit 360 something. So it's a lot of good guys, and plus Juan Marshall. I played with Marshall and McCovey, but my two favorite hitters guys is Hector Espino out of Mexico, and I like him because we're talking about Valenzuela now, but not too many people talk about the Babe Ruth of Mexico, which is Hector Espino. Then, of course, Sadahara O. I played against Sadahara O 54 times, and he's an all-time home run hitter in professional baseball with 868 home runs. And if you notice anything, the two greatest home run hitters, Barry Bonds and Sadahara O, both choked the bat. I can't get these guys to choke
Oh
the
my
bat
God,
here.
Coach, we talk about this every single day. I cannot get kids to choke up on the bat.
Oh no.
That's crazy. 90% of my home runs came when I choked up the bat. It still doesn't matter. So hopefully they watch this podcast and hear it from you. You've seen those guys hit. So.
Side note, I
So
don't know a
frustrating.
coach that keeps more notes than Jimmy. He
Always keeping
Well,
has
notes.
a book in his back pocket. He always taking notes. That's pen and pad is his mantra.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I put so much stuff in, I keep forgetting stuff. So when it goes in, something got to come out. So I write stuff down. It's more like a reference for coaching now.
Absolutely.
And then like this particular time. I hate pulling out stuff, but hey, I can go back and get it because it's hard to get it. You know.
Yeah,
All right.
You know, it's funny because as coaches, there's a lot that goes on. So, you know, if we don't write stuff down, you're right, we do.
Yeah,
we
if
do
you write it
forget.
down, you've got a better chance of remembering it.
Yeah.
If you
That's
write it
teaching
down.
right there.
Yeah. If you write it once, you might remember it a little longer.
So he's talking about some guys back in the day, but we have some superstars playing in this game starting tomorrow.
Woo.
Anybody out there want to give me some names? Who are some big time names? Any kids out there? Any adults want to tell some? Who are some big boppers in this World Series?
Besides Judge and Otani.
Let me come down there. Let's see. Hold on.
Go get it.
Let's go.
You
Let's
need to-
get
you
some
need to
people involved here.
Yeah.
Who we got going on? What? What's up, man? Oh, what's up? What's up, man?
You got the wire there.
All right, let's go ahead. Name off some. My bad. Right here. Come on over this side. Everybody, this is Santi. Give it up for Santi, everybody. Yeah, this guy hits by, and our winner can't be hit. Remember, he hit home run like every at bat.
What?
Yeah, it was kind of frustrating, but it was
Home
awesome.
run.
Go ahead.
Shohei Ohtani.
All right.
Get that Shohei Ohtani card for this guy. It's right there.
Got one there?
Shohei Ohtani. Who else we got?
Aaron Judge.
Oh, he got the two.
Aaron Judge.
He ain't messing around.
All right, since you know the top two, who's the third baseman for the Dodgers?
Shit, I don't even know that.
Give him the Ohtani card. Why am I putting him on the spot? This is my boy.
Kiki.
Here you go. Shohei Ohtani card, everybody.
Kiki Hernandez.
Great job,
Go
Sam.
third.
Good job, bud.
I think he did.
Proud of you,
Or
man.
Hernandez, I think he
All right, who else? Oh, you want to? No, anybody else want to tell us a player in the World Series? Come on up. I got cars. Una? Come on, Una. Una's right there. You got a name? Clap it up for Una, everybody. Una. All right, give me one name.
Mookie Betts.
All right.
Mookie Betts.
Mookie.
Is that right? Hey, Mookie Betts. I don't have the Mookie Betts card. Here we go. We're gonna get her. Just give her. Yeah. Clayton Kershaw. We're gonna give her because they're the same people. Good job, Una. So I got a Mookie Betts story for you since we're on it. No, you can come up. Come stand next to me. It's fine. What's up? It's Teddy. Freddie Freeman. Oh, I had a story, but okay, Freddie Freeman. Good job. Can I tell my story, or are you just gonna say Freddie Freeman? Everybody clap it up for Teddy right here. This man.
All right.
So I had the privilege to coach the Bowie Bay Sox for just a couple months. It was, don't get me wrong, it was just luckily I got in the door. So for a couple months, it was great. It was fun. I was throwing batting practice to our team. And then when I was done, we were playing the Red Sox minor league team. I don't remember the name, forgive me. But one of the guys, one of the players on my team was like, hey, coach, they're like, hey, that guy over there is the best player in the whole Red Sox organization. And again, this was minor league. So I'm sitting here like in the whole organization. And he's like, and that was when Big Papi was playing. That's when the Red Sox were good. Yeah. That's when the Red Sox were like really, that's when they were good. It ended. But I was like, Mookie Betts was like 5'7". And I thought they were joking. I was like, this guy. Sure enough, it was Mookie Betts. So you can't judge that book by the cover. They're right about that. So, all right, come on up. What you got? You got Freddie Freeman? All right, let's give him a card for Freddie Freeman here. Let's give him that Ohtani one.
You got a Freddie?
All right, any other takers? Anybody want to name a player?
Very welcome.
Garrett Cole from the voice that. Okay. Oh, what's hey, throw a card up there. We got a Garrett Cole. So yeah, we got some big name guys. A lot of future Hall of Famers in this game. So if you're not a big baseball fan, I understand that. It is tough to watch, but I think this one is going to be a much more intense, exciting game. Oh, hello. What's your name?
Grace.
Hi, Grace. I don't even remember the question, so give me the answer.
I have a player from the World Series.
Oh, player from the World Series. Thank you. I didn't take my notes down. Go ahead.
Juan Soto.
Juan Soto. Wait, where you going? You got to get a prize. You got a prize.
The $600 million man. $600 million man.
So I have a Juan Soto story. Y'all want to hear it? So I work for the Nationals. This is my 16th year with the Nationals. That's crazy. Thanks. I like that. Thanks. 16 years. So I'm a batting practice pitcher. Also, Coach Jose and Coach Zoe are also batting practice pitchers for the Nationals. Oh, right. So we did Nats Fest a couple years ago, and I was taking my lunch break, which is rare. They don't usually give us food there. But I went into the elevator, when I got in the elevator, and when we worked there, we're in a full Nats uniform. So I get in the elevator, all excited for lunch, and I get in and I see Juan Soto on his phone. So I get in and he looks at me, he's like, he just went back on his phone, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm working. Never mind, man. And yeah, that was one of my more embarrassing moments because I'm a grown man wearing a Nats uniform at FanFest. So, all right, cool. I'm gonna give any last takers. Also, before I go back, remember if there's kids here. On that table, I have a baseball goodie bags. You can go ahead and make your own baseball goodie bag. I got new cards. I got old cards. I got wristbands, stickers, all sorts of things. Hey, what's your name? What's your name?
Tilwall.
Hey, give it up for Troy. That's my son. Hey, give him some mulch. All right. Good job, everybody. Now, a couple of things about the game, too, I want to point out. In every World Series, right, we talked about the main guys, but as we all know in baseball, it's not always the big-name guys that come through and make the big plays, make the impact plays. So let's go ahead and make some guesses out here. Those of you that are listening right now, what are some players that may be the ones to actually be the heroes of the World Series? That's not Ohtani. That's not Judge. That's not Garrett Cole.
And not Kiki Hernandez.
Well, Kiki Hernandez, okay.
Not him.
Not him.
Not him because he's always doing something.
But see, you just stirred the fuel, right? So now he's gonna go do it, Coach. You just did what we said not to do. Okay, so Kiki.
Ah, boy. Oh man, all these guys are so good. I mean, any one of them can do something. Even the catcher, man, he's tough.
So
First base is Freeman. Who's playing second base for them? I mean, God.
Yeah, I got the list right here.
Okay. Yeah.
For me, what I'll say is
I'm almost having a list in my head. I need to
Here you
be
go, right
looking
here.
at. Oh my goodness.
Well,
Next month.
Zo, go ahead, and I got something I
real
want
quick, for me, what I'll say is exciting is like when you get late season call-ups and they end up being able to make a difference in the playoffs.
Yep.
I think that's really exciting because also, you know, in any sport, you see when guys have really strong rookie years or they have a breakout season, no one has a scouting report on them or anything. So it's exciting to see guys kind of break out, especially when you have like a feel-good story or a guy that just got called up or was real young.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something I like to keep an eye on too.
Man,
Yeah.
I guess if I was doing my rankings of the players, I mean, I would probably say Verdugo this year he could do something. He hasn't done much lately.
I didn't hear my Boston fans there. No? Okay.
Verdugo.
I guess they're mad because Verdugo's not there.
I'm gonna take Verdugo to do a little something, and then I'm probably gonna go with since Tommy Edman. I mean, he did a little something the other day, but I'm gonna go with shortstop Tommy Edman.
All right, so Coach Jimmy's pick. Hey, look, we're not saying you should go out and gamble. Although we're about to start getting some polls and some what's that word? There's a word for it. I'm not an English teacher. Actually, I am this year. All right, so Tommy Edman. Tommy Edman, as you all might know, was the hero of the National League series.
One series,
yeah. What's your pick, Coach?
If I got to pick somebody that's not any of like the big three,
Yep.
I like that Verdugo pick. I'm going to go with Jazz Chisholm.
Yeah, I like
Chisholm?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Chisholm or Rizzo. I'm going to go with Chisholm. That's my pick right there.
All right. So
they're gonna throw in on. They're gonna throw in on Rizzo and get
Yo.
that hand.
That's why I said I'll take Chisholm.
So we're going to get into some of these mental approaches here after this.
Oh,
For me, I'm going to go with I'm not a big fan of high strikeout guys, which is why I'm going with him. Because if he connects and he's in this lineup, it's going to be hard not to go with Max Muncy. Max Muncy, because when he gets hot, he'll go and get 3 home runs. So now we're gonna dive into this coaching side of it, right? They play 162 regular season games.
Wow.
They go to the playoffs. They play more. Then they get to the biggest show in the world, right? People from all over the world are watching. We got all the different countries are playing. So, yeah. So, do you think, as a manager, that you do stuff differently because it's the World Series? Do you think you approach the game differently because you have to manage a lot of emotions, right? There's a lot more of this adrenaline rush coming through. So I guess not what would you do, but like if you were the manager right now for one of the teams, what would you go in to the dugout right before the game, like, hey, bring it in, everybody, with your little dip, like, what would you tell them?
I'm gonna let Jimmy go first. Go ahead.
Well, the players that know me know I don't hold meetings on the field. I mean, I've kind of in pro ball, you don't have meetings like you see in college and high school. So I'm going to maybe get them in the clubhouse maybe, and we're going to always go over the scouting reports and everything. And I mean, I don't think you need to motivate anybody. I don't think it's going to need motivating, but you want to make sure your game plan is put in effect. And they got all these cards, they got all the what you call it, analytics already printed up for them in their pocket. They're pulling stuff out their pocket. Yeah. So the game management, I guess, is going to be it. I think the biggest thing is managing the pitching staff. Yeah. I think that's the biggest thing, you know.
And I guess position changes and, you know, guys coming in. Go ahead, Zoe.
Nah,
I mean, you know, you're going to have a pinch hitter here and there. Some guys might go to the bench early. So I think that's the biggest thing. You can see that each game is going to be like their last game almost. And at certain points, they might have another game, but you can manage every game. Like I'm going to manage like every game, you know, like I would do in a regular season. I'm managing. Every game counts for me in college. So I don't think it's any difference for me. You might stress more the small game a little more when you get to big games. You might do a little bit more bunt, take and bunt, maybe a little more. So that's what I probably would do.
And are you taking because you want to run up the pitch count and kind of see the pitchers, what they got, or why would you do the take more?
Yeah, making the pitchers throw a little more and get a good eye on the ball. It depends on the hitter too. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you got a batter that's first ball hitter, and you got to pick your spots for it. So, okay. But if you're down, the main thing about taking is when you're down some runs. Right. Is when you kind of utilize the take a little more. You don't swing it 2-0 more as much. Maybe 1-0, you still might take a pitch. Might, you know. So that's where I start getting into. I might start doing some taking, and you need batters that know how to take and not just stand tall when they take a pitch.
Nice.
For me in any championship setting, I would actually probably stress not to change too much. Like whatever we were doing that got us here, let's make sure we're continuing to do that and not let the emotions get over us, like you said. I think I would be a little bit more intentional about certain coaching points, whether it's bunting, you know, like you said, takes. I might have a shorter leash on some of my pitches because we really don't have time to play, but when it comes to like the everyday movement or how we navigate through games in the series, I would actually remind my players that whatever we did got us here. Let's make sure we continue to do those things and carry that out.
So we have, like I said, I have a couple coaches here tonight, so I'm trying to give them some spotlight because we do have a great hold in the community that extends a little bit beyond Kensington. So this next person I'm about to bring up right now, he just won the DC High School Baseball Championship, and he earned the DC Coach of the Year. So I'm going to ask Coach Robinson Mateo, what do you do in a championship game? Clap it up for Coach. What's up, Coach? Congratulations again, man.
Thank you.
Love this guy.
Nice to see you, baby. Good. Can I sit right here? Yeah. Oh, cool.
You don't know? Oh, I remember him.
Oh yeah, of course. How you doing, Coach?
Man, I'm part of a couple of your games or something.
Oh, you sure did.
I wanted to talk about that umpiring too.
Oh yeah, let's do that. We can definitely talk on that.
How do you win a championship? Go ahead. How do you win a championship?
Honestly, to win a championship takes a lot of grind. More than anything is coaches, players believing in you, and you believe in your players. I think that's one of the number one things to kind of do is, you know, put that grind on your players and let them know that they can do it. Let them know they can believe, they can trust the process, and really not have expectation. That's why I always tell my guys, like, don't expect to win. Don't expect to win a championship. Just expect up there. Your job is to go out there and grind every single day, and good things are gonna happen.
I mean, he won the championship, so he knows what he was talking about. Clap it up for the champion, the DC Coach of the Year. I was like, also, I just found out today he's actually just started a new team. So if you have older players looking to, continue their playing career after high school, go talk to this guy. He's a nice guy. All right, find out what's going on. All right, Coach, good job, man. Thanks. Robinson was also a phenomenal player. He played for me for the Thunderbolts. I recruited him when he was in college because I saw him in high school as well, so I knew he was a really good ball player. Switch hitting, middle infielder. So just great, man. So much fun to watch him play. Now, I didn't win a championship. I made it to the championship. I don't want to talk about it, Coach, man.
Really? You didn't
So-
win one?
No, I didn't win one.
Are you Charles Barkley?
Coach Remer, what happened?
All right, so let me just preface this by saying I outcoached everybody that season. I just kind of gave in the last 4 outs of the game. All right, I'm going to talk about that on another one. I want to keep this night positive. All right, now, hey, this is where the audience is going to be stepping up their game. All right, we're going to ask you some questions, and you're going to answer them. All right?
Oh,
you can. Are you peeing in that beer? Coach, is it peeing in your beer? What? What's happening? Whose kid is on a leash? Get that. All right, what's back there? That's what I'm wondering. What's he finding? What?
Got a deer up there or something.
All right. Question number 1. Thanks, Jake. It's probably not, but thanks, man. All right, question number 1. Which team has the more passionate fan base? I hear one on the Dodgers. We got one on the Dodgers. Got 2 on the Dodgers. Hey, I got one on the Dodgers. Hey, who else? Anybody? No one else? Anybody watch baseball? So Dodgers. Is there any Yankees fan? I feel like there's none. Is there one? Okay, well, we're not here to fight. We're just asking questions. Orioles, okay. Orioles. All right, not the question, Jose, but that's cool, man. I like it. Very, very passionate. All right. Here's a question. This is for my gamblers out there.
Oh.
How many total home runs do you think will be hit in this series? Now, remember, we don't know how many games they're playing, right? It could be a 4-game series, 5, 6, or 7. So 14. Okay.
14. I gotta write that down.
So 14 home runs.
So
That's the guess.
Average of 2 a game.
And that's
I guess
go to 7. What if it's only 5 games?
Hey,
That's
why are you
3.
doubting her? She knows. That was a strong answer.
That was.
Almost like she knew, and we didn't. Any other guesses? How many home runs? 18.
Got
Coach
18?
Jake can hit 18 home runs in one game. All right, so yeah, Yankee Stadium. Anybody know the dimensions at Yankee Stadium? What? Keep going.
Is it 296
Yeah.
to left field? They move left field back.
Yeah, they
301?
That's a loud number.
It's got to be 4.
Yeah, so actually have it
The left
down
field-
down the lines at Yankee Stadium. Yeah, 315.
315, they moved it back. a
Yep.
little bit.
So, man, I'm trying to find it, Jake.
About 360,
There we go.
about 360.
So it's 318 down the left field line, 314 down the right field line. Left center field gap. That's the big one. That's 399.
Yeah,
That's big. You got to get that one. That's why the Yankees load up on lefties. Dead center 408, right center field 385. All right, Yankees have the 13th best hitters park in the league. The Dodgers have the 17th best hitters park.
13th.
Yep, their gaps are a little. Actually, their dimensions are like Einstein's field. 330 down the line, 375 in the gaps, and 400 in center. One thing, parents and kids, I don't know if you realize that, but the high school fields that you see around here, they're the same size as Major League fields. It's just that we don't have big stadiums with a whole bunch of seats. So, sometimes I don't think people realize that the fields they play on are the same size as Major League fields or college fields, yeah. All right, next question. Remember, no fights. We're going to keep this nice and happy tonight. Coach Jimmy is an umpire. He's getting yelled at all the time. We don't need that. All right. Let's just go straight to the predictions.
Oh.
Straight to the predictions.
Got right there.
Yankees in 6.
We got Yankees in 6.
Anybody Yankees in 6?
What you got? Dad, what you got, Dad? Dodgers in 6. Coach, you don't like?
Pops? Yeah.
Don't yell at my dad, man. Anybody else? Dodgers in 5. All right. I'm going Dodgers in 7. I think they're gonna make it so that it goes Dodgers in 7. That's why. Yeah, What's y'all's thought on? Do you think these games are? This is not. Do we go there?
Rigged.
Do you think they do it so that they? I don't. That could. Okay.
Well, the gamblers thing, they say even the rigged games are fun. Even the rigged games are fun. But
Coach, what was the shadiest thing you saw back in the day when you
I was
played?
waiting for it.
well, shadiest I ever saw was a team stealing signs with a telescope from center field.
You saw that?
Yeah, but I can't tell who did it. Yeah, they were relaying the signs from the center field stands to the on deck hitter to the hitter.
Wow.
And what kind of?
And they or we won. It was crazy. I wasn't in on it, but I found out later. Nobody was giving me any daggone tips.
Hey, well, you know, sometimes it messes people up when they know what pitch is coming. So,
Well, the Astros did it. What the heck?
I mean, look, as coaches, we always look for opportunities to help your team have more success.
Yeah, but that was shady, though, like you said, shady. Now, I played for Cal Ripken Sr., and he always tried to steal signs, and he taught us how to do it. And he would always catchers that kept the legs too wide or dropped their hands too low, or the first base coach would see it, or the third base coach would see the signs. The run on second base stealing signs. I mean, those are legit. You can do those, you know. But for do something where somebody is helping you from a distance off is really shady.
I agree.
And banging the drums.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's funny because ever since the incident, right? And people always say the Astros, but every team was doing it.
Yeah.
From when I have a couple people that I talked to that play Major League Baseball, and they're saying the Astros, they're not the only ones that do it. They're just the ones that got caught. And then when we coach kids, we try to teach them how to steal signs, and they think we're being shady coaches, but you're supposed to do it.
I try to get kids to do, to try to, go watch the pitcher's hands, see what they're doing if they tipping off pitchers and everything. And like I said, playing for Cal Ripken, I was taught that. But my biggest thing, which I can't get hitters to do, is when I was hitting, which really helped me, because I was I really was a so-so player, but I could run, I could throw, and they signed me. But I had to gain a lot of knowledge once I got there. And my biggest thing was the hitter was taking a peek at the catcher. I went by the catcher. So I got peripheral vision. If he's sitting inside, sitting outside.
Yeah.
That's how, I did it my whole career. I never told a soul.
Well, I know when
Till the day.
well, when you coached me, and then sometimes you would come over and give these hitting talks. You always talked about splitting the plate in half.
Yeah, well,
that's one thing I took from you. Yeah.
Well, right now I talk about splitting it in thirds. And it's more. Either you look in
Why
middle.
don't you tell me that?
You look. I'm looking middle. I'm either looking middle in or middle way, or 3-0 down the middle. I'm trying to. So I really do thirds now. Which is still half. You're taking like half the plate and putting it in the middle, or you're putting half the plate, 2 baseballs in or whatever, and you're looking for a ball that you can yank, or you can go middle way. Either you're gonna go with it or you're gonna inside out it. But but I like pulling the ball on middle pitches. I don't like going oppo on middle inside pitches. So but that's a good way to hit though, if you can get your hands inside.
Well, we always work with the kids. We try to get them to stay inside the ball and go oppo. At least when you're practicing. Yeah. When you get to the game, you got to kind of let it rock. But if you practice that skill of the muscle memory of staying inside of it.
Yeah, I always tell your hands what to do.
Now, Coach, you saw me play, and forgive me if you told me this and I just didn't listen. All right, because I did not really know too much about keeping my elbow and staying inside the ball. I just kind of went up there and swung. But I hit a lot of foul ball home runs. I would hit the ball hard and far, but just never fair, and that's because of that staying inside the ball.
That's strange you say that, because in batting practice you see more guys hit foul balls, and I try to make the ball fair in batting practice. That's what I teach now. Because you can't just practice hitting the ball 30 feet off the line, down the left line. And so you need to trying to hit according to trying to keep the ball fair. Even if it's inside, I'm going to try to inside out. If it's outside, I'm not trying to hook it foul. I'm not trying to hit a foul ball. But most kids don't know what they're doing. So you got to know, that you're trying to keep the ball fair,
Yeah, I mean, when the kids go to the hitting coaches, right? They're learning a lot of mechanics, right? But I think that they're not understanding how they translate into a game, right? Like you say,
Right.
Of course, you're
Yeah.
not trying to hit the
Yeah.
ball foul,
Right.
but if
not
you're
trying
hitting
to-
in a cage all the time,
Well,
you're not gonna know.
Yeah, because if you got 2 strikes on you, you're trying to just fight it off. You're not trying to hit that ball fair.
Right.
You're just trying to save your life for another pitch.
Right.
So,
Right.
so it's a lot of things going on in the game, you know. So
Yep.
there's no always, no nevers. So you have to they have to know what's going on with the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice. We're gonna jump into some question and answers. Again, we have a bunch of knowledgeable coaches here tonight, right? We have Jimmy Williams, we got Lorenzo Christie, Doug Remer. We also have some of my coaches you've seen before. We got Coach Jose Saavedra, we got Robinson Mateo, we got Jake Taylor up in here. Heffley was James. I think he left, but James Heffley.
Yeah, he's inside.
Oh, he's inside. Okay, is here. So, if you have any questions just about baseball, right? We're sitting up here. We could talk about all these different things, but if there's anything specific, if there's a burning question, it's almost like free coaching right now. If there's anything that you would like to know about the game, feel free to come on up and ask us a question. Try to stump us. Who wants to stump us? Who wants to stump us tonight?
Stumped every day.
Anybody?
Uh-oh.
Does anybody have a? Oh, all right. Here we go. Jake is definitely going to try to stump us.
How do you teach a kid or a parent about baseball? How do you let them know that their kid is doing a good job?
How do you let them know they're doing a good job?
You want that one?
I don't know about that one. By the score, by the
that's
game,
an easy one.
by the record.
That's an easy one.
But we're not teaching them. We're trying to do fundamentals. We're not.
Honestly,
you're trying to win.
if we're going off
You'll
like
win if you do the good fundamentals.
me coaching a team, playing time. It's easy compensation. If you're doing your part, you're doing a good job, playing time. Now, if I have a bunch of dogs on my team and a player's doing well, but he's not good enough to start to get playing time, I'll give him some verbal affirmations, or I'll find some situations like he said, if he's a good runner, I'll get him a pinch run, or I'll get him in that bat. But some type of reinforcement through playing time or being able to, I heard Coach Mateo say something about making sure my players know that I'm confident in their capabilities. So for me, the best way is put you in a game situation or in a real game. So playing time. That would be my answer.
Yeah. That's the best motivator. The bench is a good motivator.
What about all these showcase teams where you got you got people paying to play here, and everybody gets a chance to play? How do you tell the parents what he's doing?
I'm going to let the OG take this one.
How you tell them what? Say that again, Jake.
So like all these showcases,
Yeah.
and like showcase teams, and like these teams that they pay to play, and they expect something
Yeah.
because they paid this much.
Right.
How do you let them know why their son's not playing, or girl?
Well,
Daughter?
if they're on a showcase team, they're going to play some kind of way. I mean, how many games we got?
No, that's good.
I'm going to find a way to get them to play. And I think one of the number one things about showcase ball is you kind of paying that money to get seen by somebody. So the scouts, recruiters, high school coaches, they're watching you off the field. They're watching you infield. They're watching you in the batting cage and everything. So you're going to be watched, but you really need to play. So I'm going to find a way to get you in the game. So that's how much is the problem. I mean, if we got a 4-game set here, you might not play as much as you want that time, but in the next set, you might play a little more. This is just me. This is what I think I would do. I'm not going to sit you, and you're not going to play. You got to play. Okay.
That's a great question, Jake. And great answer, Coach. All right. I have a question. I've noticed a couple other members in the crowd. again, I'm trying to make this community, and I think it's important that you learn a little bit about stuff that goes on around here. So I have a question for the audience. How do you slide head first? Any takers? Oh, yes, James Mitchell. Clap it up for James Mitchell, everybody.
I'll call you back.
How do you slide head first?
Be quiet, you can listen.
All right, sliding head first. A lot of people fear it. Raise your hand if you're afraid to slide head first.
Ooh.
Yep, Renee. Anybody else afraid to slide head first? No? It sounds like a pterodactyl. I got you right here. Everyone clap it up for James Mitchell.
James Mitchell.
All right, a little backstory. Coach Remer was a coach of mine back when I was 11 and 12 years old. And we were at Einstein, and he said, who knows how to slide head first? Does anyone in the crowd know how to slide head first? Or just do it for fun? Like parkour? Just jump around, do stuff? Well, nobody wanted to do it because no one really wanted to slide the correct way either. So he decided to, and I'll keep this PG, he decided to take his shirt off.
Take your shirt.
And he decided to dive into each base head first.
Did you?
And it wasn't a pretty sight at the end. I can't go any further because there's kids in the crowd. But you can kind of get the picture of what happened to his chest when he got up.
All right, Jay, thanks. Clap up for James Mitchell, everybody. Let's just say I couldn't really shower for about 2 weeks. There was a lot of blood. I think that what happened was the field was not very – I forgot about that, James. Thanks. The field was kind of hard, right? The fields you play on are not always going to be soft, so the kids were afraid. They were tentative to slide head first, and I was like, I don't know why. You're still sliding, so I took my shirt off, and I showed them, and I learned my lesson. But it was still remembered to this day. So thanks, James. That was funny. All right. Any others? Yes, Coach Jose. Clap it up for Coach Jose Saavedra. He also helps run the DC Dynasty as well. So if you're not familiar, that's this man right here, Coach Jose.
Hello, Doug. Hello, everyone. I have a question because I'm seeing a lot of kids, probably 12 and under. How many 11, 10-year-olds are playing in the World Series, and they have to be so amazing and throw really hard? That's a raccoon.
All right.
Doug, so the question is about Doug. So listen. He's about to get electrocuted. Hey, that's a sign, y'all. Hey, the next team needs to be called the Raccoons.
She thought I was going to hit that joke.
Doug completely left. So, all right, I'm going to change the question. Coach Jimmy and Coach Zoe, how amazing were you at 12, 11, 10 years old, 9 years old? Did you know that you were going to be as good as you became? Or were you like, I just like to play baseball? And then what was the adaptation from there?
Yeah, I knew I wanted to. I didn't start playing organized baseball until I think I played 1 year 12 and under for the Police Boys Club. I just wanted to play, really. I didn't have any aspirations of being a major league player or a professional player or play in college or whatever. I just wanted to play, Coach, and that came much later down the line. And so just wanted to play. That's a simple answer, you know.
Yeah, I'll say the same thing for me. Even up through high school, I was a three-sport athlete. So I went to Seneca Valley. We were state contenders in all three sports. So I honestly didn't think that, I didn't even think I was good enough to play at a high level in college. You know, other coaches and people told me that, but it wasn't until I really talked to coaches my senior year, sent a couple tapes out, got a few responses, you know, and then a couple assistant coaches kind of stuck their neck out for me, advocated a little bit, and things manifested themselves. But to answer your question, I truly did not think I was really going to play after high school at all. So, yeah, I would consider myself a late bloomer.
Yeah, definitely a similar situation, and I think this is great for everyone to hear, right? Because a lot of times, the kids that are the baseball players that are really good younger on, they may not work as hard, right? And then sometimes they don't really pan out like people plan. So just be careful, right? If you do have a kid that's really good at baseball, that's cool, that's great, and it's good to be good at it, but that does not mean that they're gonna go to that next level. As a matter of fact, sometimes that's scary, which is why we encourage people to play multiple sports, because the more athletic that you are, the tougher that you are, the ability to learn different schemes, the ability to learn from different coaches. So many positives playing multiple sports, right? You're around different social groups, right? You're around different types of people. And also the training, right? When we're talking about training, Coach Jimmy hit it on the head earlier. There's a lot more speed and stuff going on now, but that's more straight up and down running. We're talking about when you play multiple sports, the ability on a fly ball in the wind to turn, make an adjustment, and still make a catch. That's athleticism. That's playing different sports. That's being a wide receiver. That's a full court pass. That's getting the rebound, reading the rebound off the rim, and jumping in different directions. And then you get to a baseball field. Now you're not afraid of a baseball. And I think that's one of the biggest things I've noticed is, guys that play multiple sports. And I know Coach Marcus just showed up, so I can't wait to get Coach Marcus up here. But we specifically recruited multiple sport athletes for the Thunderbolts because we knew the type of mentality that they would have. So if your kid just plays baseball, that's not going to be a good selling point as they get older. And think of it this way. I have discussions all the time with my students. Hey, Coach, I don't play baseball. I love soccer. That's great. Love soccer. Play soccer. Keep playing soccer, but play baseball and play another sport. And that way, if you're good at 2 or 3 of the sports, and I want you to visualize this. You talk to a college coach. They might want to give you a scholarship. If your kid only plays baseball, they're just going to give you a point. Like, you know what? We'll give you $100. There's your scholarship. But if your kid plays baseball and basketball, and your son gets a basketball scholarship for $1,000, now they got to up that baseball scholarship because they might lose you. And then 3 sports. So there's a real dynamic to that. And Coach, Jimmy didn't know I played multiple sports, but I'm sure you could tell by the way I moved that I played multiple sports on a daily basis. And so, and which is why I play shortstop. So, yeah, I mean, Jose, great question. I don't even know what it was because the raccoon kind of freaked me out. Remind me of the movie Great Outdoors. Hey, give it up for The Great Outdoors. Who loves that movie? All right, no one. You don't know?
Look that one up.
You don't know that one?
Nope.
Oh, that's all right. You were busy playing ball, man, traveling the world.
What year was that?
The 80s, I guess.
80s?
Dan Aykroyd.
Oh, Dan Aykroyd. Okay.
Yeah, so Coach Marcus Johnson in the house. I want him to follow up with – the raccoon's going to come back when you do that, man. Why are you going to make that noise?
Oh, man, right.
Coach Johnson, before he comes up on to talk for a minute, I coached against him on a travel team. So we both were coaching a travel team. I think I was in grad school still. So years are going by. I don't remember how long it was. And we were playing at Banneker, which is in D.C., which is our home field at Howard. And when you coach against people, right? Like, when you coach against someone, you're like, man, this coach, man, we got this guy. But that one day I was like, man, this coach, he knows what he's talking about. He was saying the same stuff I say. He was getting on his kids about the same stuff that just didn't make sense. Like, what are you doing? Are we trying to win a game? Like, what are we doing? And I remember being like, hey, man, I like this guy. So I remember after the game, I was like, hey, what do you do in the summertime? And he's like, I don't know, what you got? And from there on, he joined my team. We coached together. We coached for 6, 7, 8 years for the Thunderbolts. What we did was what I love about Marcus, he's so smart. He's no offense, man, but you're really smart. And what I would do is I would gather information on kids, right? I would look at swings and So when I coached the Thunderbolts, I would turn away about 300 kids a year. Wow. Right? I mean, I don't know if you do the recruiting for the Grays, but we get hundreds and hundreds of emails, coaches trying to send guys like, hey, coach, I got 5 players. Who do you want? I'm like, none. And then as soon as we narrowed it down to a couple hundred, I would send it to Marcus, and Marcus would go through and look at all the different things I never would think about. He would look at the neighborhoods they live in, how much, because again, if kids are coming from these wealthy areas and then we notice like certain things they're doing, they may not have certain skills that we're looking for, or certain they may not fit into the scheme that we're working with. If we're looking for guys, coming from the South and they're playing 3 sports, we know they're going to be dogs. We know that they're going to come out there with this type of fire because they had to compete. Around here in this area, there's not a lot of competing for positions. So if we got a kid from this area, is because we knew they knew how to play the game, that they came from a private school or they came from a good coach that knew what they were doing. So there was a lot that went into the recruiting process. And then obviously during the games, he was handling the pitching. I mean, we had kids from Taiwan. We had kids from Taiwan that came here every summer to play for us. And they loved it. They wanted to send us a whole team. Like they tried to send us a whole Taiwanese team to come play. You remember those guys?
Yeah, send them to the Grays.
Do you remember those guys, Coach?
I remember seeing a couple.
Yeah, and then Mark, did a fabulous job, man. So also, Coach Johnson won a state championship in Virginia. So we got another state championship coach. So clap it up, y'all. Coach Marcus Johnson, come on up here, Coach.
Is he coming?
Yeah, that's what I mean by come on up. That means come up here, Coach. This guy, man, he's so smart, though. I swear he is. All right, what's up, Coach? So he was actually on a podcast. It hasn't come out just yet. We're still editing some of the visual effects from that. But Coach Johnson he was late tonight because he had pitching for the high school he's coaching at in Virginia.
I got a story for you.
Coach, you got a story? There you go.
Right there. I never told you this one. You can't see him.
Appreciate you, Doug.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Coach Remer.
You're welcome, man. Go ahead. Tell us a little something. We're talking some baseball.
Well, Coach, I don't think you remember this one, Coach, because this was right when Howard, the year they got rid of the team. And you sent me a recruiting letter.
I did?
Yes, sir.
Oh, whoa.
Yes, sir. And I so wanted to play for you. It was going to be one of the great milestones in my career, quite honestly. And I'd heard so much about you, and I thought that you would help me get to the next level because I wanted to play pro.
Yeah.
And I did end up getting to the professional level, but I felt like I was missing that piece, not being able to go to Howard and play for the Bisons because that was just going to be a great honor. And with family there, too, in the building because my godfather was Hank Jackson.
Hank Jackson?
Yes, sir. It's my godfather.
Was that the AD?
Yes, sir. Comptroller.
Comptroller. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Right.
So I was really excited, and you sent me that letter. I remember getting that letter at the house and showing my mother, and it was just a great honor, and I really missed out on that.
I wish I could have brought you in. I wish we were trying to keep it going.
Yes, sir. But I know you wouldn't remember because you sent out a bunch of letters, but that was a long time ago. But I just want to thank you, Coach. It's always an honor to sit with you and coach.
It must have been a reason I sent it to you. So,
yes, sir.
It must have been a good reason I sent it to you.
Yes, sir.
Right. Thank you for telling us.
Absolutely, Coach. Oh, you need this? Oh, you need this? Oh, okay. My fault.
Hey, just another example of why we invited Coach Jimmy out here tonight, right? There's very few people in your life that just are genuine, that are always just looking out for the best interests of everybody, including himself, because like he keeps saying, you got to have fun, right? And you got to do it a certain way. As a coach, right, we all have different coaches. I know that for me, when I was playing before Howard, the one coach I had, he yelled all the time. Again, I mean, I got in great shape. I mean, we would run 6 miles before practice 3 days a week and then do sprints. I mean, I was jacked, but every time I would make a mistake, he would yell. So then it got to a point where I would just make mistakes on purpose to watch him yell and throw stuff in the shed. And then when I played for you and Coach Dre, it made me realize that like you could just be cool, calm, and collective, but still have expectations for your players, right? And I don't think the whole team didn't get that, but also I think you have to go through things to understand when something good is coming your way, right? And I think the one thing about this whole coaching staff that we have out here tonight is we all have kind of been through some stuff to realize what a good thing is. And You know, so I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of Marcuses and a lot of Dougs and Lorenzos out here that want to thank you because, you know, baseball's supposed to be fun, but it's supposed to be played with some heart and some drive and some toughness, you know. But at the same time, if you don't do, we can't yell at you because, like you said, you can't make somebody want to do something. So yeah, man, I love that story, Marcus. Thanks, man.
I can't say I don't yell now, but that's right. But I just tell the kids, if you want to have fun, you kind of got to win a little bit, and you got to do that word. Fundamental is there for a reason. It's fun, and you got to play the game mentally right. So fundamentals, get it right. Okay.
I'm gonna take
and you'll have some fun.
Wait, the word fun is in that.
Yeah,
Coach.
Yeah, he did it. He did it.
He's a wordsmith. Go ahead, Zo.
Nothing to say behind that. I agree. Fundamental. I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use that.
Yeah, stamp.
Whether it's
Stamp.
baseball or teaching, I'm gonna use that. I like that.
Yeah. So, you know, one thing.
My bad to cut you off. Real quick, you talked about just his greatness and adding value in spaces. So for me, I'll say even like this summer, the head coach had to go away because blessings to him, he had a baby. And so I think it was it a 3-game stint where we didn't have him there?
Yeah, it was at least 3.
It was at least 3.
And so it was going to be either me or Coach Jimmy to go coach third. And I kind of play the back a little bit, especially it was my first season with them. And I go up, hey, Jimmy, you about to go coach third? He looked at me like I was dumb. I'm not doing that. I'm about to sit right over here in the bench. I'm about to eat your watermelon, and you're going to go coach third. And you know, for whatever reason, I don't know if he did it on purpose because he wanted to see what I had or whatever, but I think I ended up coaching third that game and the next game, and I won't say that I was or wasn't the reason why, but we won both those games. Yeah. And so for me, you know, they talk about like the most growth happens when you're uncomfortable. I was a little uncomfortable at first, but talked about breaking the ice, you know, on that first play of that first inning. Once I gave that first steal sign and it was good, or we waved them around and got that first run. Yeah. And then I knew, like Coach Mateo said, my guys were excited for me to coach third. So to have that support, it was great.
Yeah,
it was
I
great.
did
I
it,
can
but
appreciate it.
I didn't do it because I wanted to sit back. I mean, it's because I mean, if you got some young men that want to be aspiring to be a head coach, I mean, why not let them coach? Yeah. You know, I don't really need to do it anymore. You know, I'll do it, but I mean, if there's somebody there that's aspiring to be a coach, and I think you already been coaching, so you need to get out there. Mm-hmm. And I think you can learn more by being out there.
And I received that. It's appreciated.
Yeah, one thing I didn't like about coaching against you was I never wanted to beat you, Coach. I felt bad.
But you always beat me.
I know. We would always go over there like, all right, guys, hey, just we're up by 1. That we don't need any more, man. And then we.
Boy, he late innings too. Good grief! He let me have we'd be good for the 7 innings, 7.5 innings. We good. But here come Remer boys, Remer ball.
Hey, look, hey, you know what? Yeah, sneaking up on people is the best part about baseball, right?
And Cal Ripken told me when I first started playing, Cal Ripken Senior is not junior, is who can play in the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings. That's what he really played a lot. He paid a lot of attention to that, how you play in the end of the game. So, and that's what I still do today. You know. And you got to be in condition to play the 7th, 8th, and 9th.
That's it right there. That's it, yeah.
And college ball really now is like the 5th, 6th, 7th because they got so many doubleheaders, especially in JUCO where I coach. You play 7-inning games. I can't stand it.
No, that's not baseball.
But 7-inning game, 9-inning game is the game. You know, even the big leagues went to 7 innings for doubleheaders, but you know, that was kind of weird to me. You know,
Especially when you have so many arms, right? You talk about college and pro, you use everybody for those. And guess what? Some position players can pitch. So, I don't know. That's tough. Well, you know, we have covered a lot of different parts of baseball tonight, right? We talked about, you know, different mechanical things. We talked about some, you know, approaches to the game. We've talked about things that we've done and we've seen. We're highlighting Jimmy Williams all night long. This is like his little surprise.
The man.
His little surprise.
We need a part 2 and 3.
I was actually about to say earlier because you say you don't have to coach anymore. So I'm like, he's about to do some podcasting over here. Coach Jimmy show.
Yes, sir. Still going to be Remer show. I just want to come on.
Here we go. Right. So we're going to talk a little bit about that season at Howard University.
Oh, man. Which season? What
Well,
year was that?
the season we went 8-42.
Oh.
How many of you out there have won 8 games and lost 42? Anybody? Coach Zoe? Yeah. So Coach Zoe played at another school that we okay, you know what? I've done it a couple times, all right? It's not winning doesn't make you a better person. It's just it's being happy and stuff. So Coach Zoe and I, we played on teams that, like, when we played them, we're like, we could win. And when they played us, they're like, we could win. But everybody else, we're like, we can try. We can do our best today. But it made it great, though. I mean, you know, so we're talking about some surprise victories. In college, when I coached college ball, we had some surprise victory. As a matter of fact, I coached one time. You weren't on that team. That was the Grays. That's when I coached the Grays we actually played the #1 college team in the country, the Vienna Senators. Oh, man, these guys. Talk about every time you show up, you're like, all right. I mean, every pitcher that came in was like 90, 93, pop, pop, pop. Every pitcher could throw. Their 1 through 9 was just, they were grown men. And we actually beat them at Banneker. And it was crazy. Like, we actually beat the #1 team in the country. We weren't that good. And at moments like that, and I'm not saying that because it was an accident. I mean, it's not God knew we were going to win. But you could always beat somebody. And that's one thing that I don't think people understand is you could literally always win a baseball game because as long as you put the ball in play, it comes down to that catching and throwing, right? And then the mental side. But, you know, if you play baseball out there, one thing I don't like, there's a lot of kids, I see it. There's a lot of kids that they're like, oh, coach, man, my team, you know, we suck, man. We're not good. And I'm like, oh, well, you know, what was the score yesterday? They're like 10-2. And I'm like, we remember Wichita State, we got outscored 96-9.
Oh, I don't win that bad.
96-9, we got outscored. Don't talk about 10-2 and saying your team. But we had a good time though. We
had a good time.
That was a crazy trip.
Was that the year we went to? I remember going to Texas Tech too.
I didn't know. I wasn't there.
So I'm getting my years mixed up. But we also, I think one year we went to Texas Tech, Wichita State, Kansas State, West Virginia. Oh man.
Yeah, that Wichita State was. They were 3rd in the country.
Oh, right.
That was 1 second, Jose. I'm gonna get you 1 second. But I know he's so excited. Jose's like, so that game we faced that first team All-American. We were 3 up, 3 down. They got up there. They only scored 1 run in that first inning. So I remember I come back in. I'm like, we could do it. We could do it. We got these guys. And I hit 4th that game. You always hit me 4th. That's how bad we were. And now I like my teammates. I'm not talking about them. But I get up there, and it was a first-team All-American pitcher. So he's 93, 94. And first pitch, right, I'm up there. Slider away. I was like, oh, my gosh, I'm not hitting that pitch. But it was a ball. I'm like, whew. So now I'm like, all right, so what am I thinking? First pitch, slider away. What's my next pitch? What am I thinking? Fastball, right? So I'm always lunged. I'm out in front. It was a changeup low and away. And I was like, that was disgusting. Who hits that pitch? Yeah. So now it's strike 1. I'm sitting there like, it's over. I mean, I can't even try to hit those, so I'm still just going to look fastball. Sure enough, I guess he didn't see my scouting report. But he threw me a fastball inside. I hit it out. So I hit a home run. We tied. I'm running around the bases. I'm like, hey, we're going to win this game. Man. Come around 1-1, and then we got outscored 96-9. So it was definitely, you know, but again, at least
it wasn't that much, man.
But it was. I have the papers.
For the series.
The 3-game series.
Yeah, but you didn't say the game. You got.
He probably thought the game.
Yeah, you got to specify.
I'm going back and look that up.
All right, I'm not gonna lie to you, Coach, man. Come on. But the idea was though, but my mentality, like you said about me earlier. I mean, I really felt like we can always win, you know, and I think some people don't.
You have to feel that way.
And that's why we looked for certain players when we recruited because, you know, some guys, like I said, if you just play baseball, they may not have that mentality of like trying to come back or try to prove something or try to like do it themselves, you know. And because in basketball, when you're down, you could try to do it yourself. In football, you give me the ball or let me try to take it from you. In baseball, if you don't understand all the nuances of the game, you think it's hopeless. And so, yeah, just a little plug again for multi-sports. Yeah. All right, Jose, you've been very patient. Look how quick you found it. Don't burn in the fire, man. All right, Coach Jose.
Stop watching.
I don't remember a question, but let's see what he's got. Everybody clap it up for Coach Jose. Hey. Here you go, bud. Hey, here you go. Oh, yeah, give him that one. Don't touch my sign. Turn it on. He's not known for his mic skills, but he's a great coach.
Got it. Hello.
All right.
We have a question because we keep hearing Howard and Banneker, and I grew up in D.C., right? So I went to Theodore Roosevelt High School, right? And Banneker's a big field to me. The Maury Wills tournament just happened. Okay. It's a big D.C. tournament, D.C.-based tournament. It's not like major state because D.C. is not a state, obviously, but it's right in front of Howard University.
Right.
So we have a question.
Where's it going? Oh, hello.
Hello, I'm a fellow Bison, so
Hey,
I'm clued
you.
into all,
You know.
So I was just curious, all the conversation around baseball and Howard, and it's no longer a thing. So
Yeah.
I'm just curious, what are you all's thoughts around the program coming back and what it will do for the city of DC?
Great question.
Yeah, that's a great question. I know Marcus has some. I know I definitely have some. I know you. This is a great question.
Great question.
Good job, Robinson Mateo. I'll let you all go first if you, because I have a lot. Because I've actually been on the.
You always have a lot, baby. That's all right. Go ahead.
Well, I was. Go ahead.
Well, my input's very short. I did go. I did go to UMES, but Howard actually didn't have a team when I played. So Howard, I didn't even have the privilege to play versus Howard. So for that reason alone, I'd love to see Howard get a team. I'm also from the DMV area, so I think Howard baseball would be absolutely amazing. I think it'd be a beautiful platform for all of the players in this area to be able to have another, like I would hope, Division I baseball platform to be able to play and represent not just baseball, but our people and our culture here in the way it can and should be represented. So that would be my quick answer. Absolutely.
Marcus. What?
Well, I definitely think we should have baseball. I think the city's been missing that for going on 25 years at this point. I think it's part of the culture. It's part of the overall history of the city. From Griffith Stadium all the way to Howard, all the way out into PG and the county. I think it's part of the fabric of why we coach baseball. I know the coach is right there. Coach Rob, Coach Jose, I know they would agree. Coach, I'm sure you would agree as well. Ran a great program that we all looked up to. A lot of guys missed that once the team was gone, like myself, and didn't have anywhere that they felt that they could go play. So you had to make other decisions in your life, and that comes down to funding. And I think that's something that we can get a handle on now, just like the golf team, similar.
That's what I was about to say.
Right?
Dang, yep.
I know. Baby.
I know. That's why I let you go first.
Hey, I do this every day, babe.
I know you do. Thank you.
Oh, I know she wasn't talking to me.
What time
the
is it?
song. Okay, I'm not singing the song, ma'am.
I mean, I got my rap coming up soon.
I love the question, though. Outstanding question. Thank you so much, sis.
Yeah. Jimmy, you got something you want to say on that?
I don't think if somebody like Steph Curry stepped up and gave the baseball program $1 zillion, they would get it. He gave that money to, the tennis team or something?
Yes, sir.
But I don't know if it's funding. I still had the whole report from when I went to the NCAA hearings, because baseball was dropped because of violations, and they also said because of no field under their control, then a little bit of gender equity and Title IX. So, and I talked with the athletic director a few years ago, and he sounded like he wasn't even interested. So the president's not even interested. So it might take another regime to get it going. So I don't think funding is the problem.
Yeah,
I don't think the funding is the problem. They need a field under their control. We had just got it. The first 2 years I was there, we didn't have any place to play. We played all the way up at Joe Cannon Stadium in Arundel County.
Yeah.
That was
We were late to home games.
Our home field.
Live
Our
casino.
home field was
late
27.
Late games.
27 miles away was our home field. The third year, we kind of mixed it up, and I got a relationship back with Parks and Rec, and we were able to use Banneker for a few games. And I had scheduled games the following year, which would have been my fourth year, but they dropped the program like in May or June of, right after the season was over.
No, it wasn't even after the season.
Where was it?
Because I went to look on the stats and this on the home page. It said Howard drops the baseball program.
Well,
And I called you, and I was like, Coach, what?
While we was playing?
Yeah, it was still at the end
Well,
of
it
the
was
season.
right at the end, yeah. And when I took the job, there was some. I did hear something from the compliance officer. It's A.B. Williamson, which just passed away.
Oh.
He did mention to me that the program was in trouble and it might not last.
Yeah.
But that was my first year. But we played 3 years. He thought it might have been gone in a year or two. So by keeping the budget low, and man, we was talking about that trip to Wichita State, it only cost us $50 to do that trip. And that was to the baggage guy.
Yeah, because they pay for us
I
to
got
come out there.
Wichita State to pay the whole thing.
Yeah, the big schools will pay us to come out.
They're paying us to get our butt whipped.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
So
They do.
Kansas State, we went to Kansas State, they paid for everything. We went to Wichita State, they paid for everything.
Yep.
We went to Texas Tech, they paid for everything. So I kept the budget. The budget was good, and you have to negotiate this stuff. Sometimes they offer it, sometimes you have to negotiate it. So our budget was real low, but the thing was the problem with the field and the violations that the baseball program had before that.
Yep.
And that's why I had to go to Reno, Nevada for the NCAA hearings. That's like going to Supreme Court, man. And ladies and gentlemen, so I knew when I came back some heads was going to roll. With they dropped wrestling, they dropped some other swimming, and they picked up softball.
Yep.
So it meant, and I've heard of guys. I've gotten some phone calls from different groups trying to put the team back together. I have do all this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
so.
I was on a Google Meet because I was a part of we were all trying to bring baseball back. But even in that meeting, you could tell, like you said, it wasn't simple, right? It wasn't like, oh, let's just get money and let's get a team. So we never know. Sometimes that's different. So we're gonna move on real quick. Great question. Can
I get one more thing?
That's what I'm saying. Do one more thing. That's what I said.
To the young lady there, just so happened, Howard University does have a club team right now. They are playing games. They will play some in the spring. And right now, Prince George's Community College is going to play the Howard University club team at the Nats Academy, 4 o'clock Saturday. 1-9 inning game. So letting you know that. So there are guys there working on it with a baseball team to see if the interest in the baseball team will help with help us get a team back.
Yeah. So. Okay. Like I said, it's definitely a.
I had to say that one. I almost forgot that one.
No, these things go deeper than we think about, right? So we'll continue to push. I want to say that my main goal tonight, like I said before, was to highlight Jimmy Williams. I also wanted to make sure I gave proper dues to all the coaches that are surrounding me tonight that came out, because without all of these people, this we would not be here. And there you go, clap it up. Clap it up. We appreciate, Babycat having us out here, taking a chance. This is their first. Usually they just have people singing. So this was the first time they let someone come out here and do this. So hopefully we did a great job. I think we did. I do want to give a special shout out to, where is he at? Did I see is Addison here? Yeah, my daughter's here. Hey, Addison! Addison is my daughter, and she is amazing. So I had to say that before I left tonight. If you notice, I have some signs up here. I'm not saying come donate, but I'm just saying you can follow us on the different things. We do a lot of events in the area for volunteer stuff, so it definitely helps if you guys want to help us continue to do that and even more. Sometimes I can't do as much as I would like to for that reason. So if you do like what we do, help us out, spread the word. We are going to continue to have podcasts over, the next couple months. We also got to give a special shout out to Renee. Renee is the man behind the scene. Everyone clap it up for Coach Renee. Now, since we started a couple minutes later, I did want to end with Renee. Renee, we've talked about many times. I wanted to get you on the mic because this is a genuine story, because he didn't know anything about baseball. He's a straight basketball guy, and ever since he met me, he's been learning more about the game than anybody else I've ever seen in the span of time. So, Renee, if you don't mind for a second, coming up and sharing your experience going from not knowing or really thinking about baseball to now kind of being a huge part of your life. Clap it up for Renee.
Thank you, Coach. I heard you say Coach Bunker's here. He actually coached me.
Coach
in high
Bunker's
school.
here? Where's he at?
You said that, didn't you, earlier? No? Am
No,
I hearing
sorry.
things?
Yeah, you're hearing things.
No worries. Well,
Fine, he was here. Coach.
yeah. Okay, there you go. It made you feel much better. But maybe do you want to tell them the story how we met first?
Yeah, so I got inducted to the Hall of Fame at the high school a couple years ago. So I went.
That was a good setup, Renee.
I went the next year to celebrate a player of mine that got inducted to the Hall of Fame. So I went to cheer him on, and afterward, well, when I got there, the kid was like, "Hey," he was like, "Hey, this is that baseball guy I told you about." And I was like, "Oh, what's up, man?" And afterwards, we we talked. He said he had a son that was playing ball, interested in ball. So we talked in the parking lot for about 45 minutes to an hour. And it was like storming, like a storm was coming, but we just kept talking. And so from then on, we've been continuing to stay in touch. So that's how we met.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, no.
The rain was falling and lightning was striking. We're like, yeah. Go ahead.
Shout out to Dennis Bassett. He's the one who introduced me to you.
Yes, shout out.
No, I played high school with him.
But if I didn't coach him that well, he wouldn't have been in the Hall of Fame. He wouldn't have been there. I'm just like,
or Einstein, but just
was
giving
for
him a
basketball.
quick shout out. I think he's actually watching the stream right now. But to talk about Coach Remer, the things that you and Coach Zoe, both of you guys, Coach Lawrence as well, have done for my son specifically, I don't even know how to put it really into words because I come from a basketball background. I've never touched a baseball in my life. I've never watched baseball. But when the Nationals were in the World Series, my son being 2 years old at the time, and me just, hey, the World Series is on, let me just watch it. He was sitting there and just watching the game the whole way through, not moving at all. And I was shocked.
Wow.
I was confused. I'm like, man, baseball is so boring. How can you sit here and watch this? Yeah, I was honestly confused. So threw him in T-ball, did the whole 9 yards, and I used to play like these MLB The Show video games, and he used to be right there next to me just watching the whole time. And, long story short, now he's attended a lot of your camps. I've learned so much about the game of baseball, not only from my son, but most importantly, Coach Remer, Coach Zoe, Coach Lawrence. And it's honestly changed my life for some of the things that y'all have done for me and my son especially. So I thank you guys for that, and I hope that, my son continues to play the game and most importantly, love the game.
yeah. Awesome. Renee, I got one question though.
Yep.
Y'all can't clap for that? Come on, that was beautiful. I said lightning and rain. So again, now that he's starting to get into this baseball game, he's coming out. He's doing a lot of, he's videoing a lot of the stuff that we're doing. Renee, as far as the intricacies of baseball compared to basketball, how would you describe that to someone that doesn't really know baseball and but when you jump into the sport, you really have to be prepared to. How would you describe that? To be able to handle all that stuff.
It's a complete. Talk about opposite ends of the spectrum. Literally, it's basketball and baseball are complete opposites. Your hand-eye coordination has to be almost next level, right? I actually avoid training with my son because I can't hit the ball. I can't, even off the tee, I struggle so much because I don't really know what I'm doing. So it's like, from the things that I've learned from you guys, I'll tell him to do those things, but I can't do it.
Yeah.
It's so difficult for me. So, complete opposite ends of the spectrum is very difficult.
Yep. Renee and I talk a lot, obviously, but he expresses the frustration that his son feels because he is becoming a better ball player quicker, and so he's playing on teams. A lot of the organizations don't let kids play up. It's a moneymaker, right? If you have a certain amount of kids at certain ages, they're just going to put you in that age group, and which I don't like, which is why we do the stuff that we do. So his son and this is why we lose kids in the game, because you have kids that play the game, and they want to play at a higher level. They work hard. They put in the work. Then you got to – I almost use the word you always use. Then they go out there and they have these coaches that just don't really know how to kind of manipulate the team so that they all work together, right? So now he fields the ball. He makes a great play. He can't throw it hard to first base. Now, again, that's going to happen in high school too. That's a real thing. But, I think that, it's also hard to keep the kids interested in the sport because of the way organizations are set up. And so I think that, understanding the nuances, he can at least continue to keep working, and that eventually one day when he gets to a good program that can put him in the right spot, it should kind of shine. And I think being patient's the biggest thing with baseball. Basketball, you can always go out and play on a court. You can always do pickup football games. You're not going to find too many pickup baseball games. You're not going to find too many, like I said, organizations where you can play up to a level that you're at. And I think that's where we lose a lot of the kids.
And I will say one thing. Shout out to Remer ball as well. I mean, that has helped my son significantly. The fact that you pitch to him, I mean, and you've seen my son, he'll struggle, but now when
he's going to struggle on pitching.
Yeah. Now when he's seeing certain slower pitches, he's not used to it.
Yeah.
It confuses him.
It's almost like a setup, but you have to challenge the kids. So, yeah, there's going to be that meeting. That's kind of why we do what we do. We have to try to find a way to – you have to challenge the kids, but you don't want them to be frustrated when they don't face it. So we're going to continue to do it. Thank you all for coming out tonight. Coach Jimmy, any last words on your first podcast experience?
You're such a stud, bro.
He's smiling.
Wow, I thought I was done. I don't know. Stick a fork in me. I'm done.
Coach, did you have a good time tonight?
I had a great time.
Did you feel the love?
I feel it. I feel the love and going to keep feeling it. Yeah.
Are we all about to have a little drink together and celebrate this beautiful night?
Damn right.
Yes.
Coach, stud.
Hot-toddy.
Absolutely.
Should we invite the raccoon? All right, y'all. Hey, thank you for coming out, and we'll see you around. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, strike three, we're out. I thought about that today.
Really?
Yeah. I don't have a sign off. That's it. Strike,
Really?
strike three, we're out. All right.
Oh, man.
We'll work on it. We'll work
Okay.
on it. We'll work on it.
If you have a good one, send it.
We'll work on it.
I thought that was good.